Welcome back to Tom's Life. Today we are making minestrone soup. The ingredients you need are 1 onion, 2 carrots, 2 potatoes, 3 celery sticks, basil, garlic, biscuits, tomato puree, ground black pepper, vegetable stock cube, tinned tomatoes and cannelloni beans. First step, we're going to prep all the ingredients. I'm going to start off with peeling the potatoes. First step, we're going to prep our potatoes. So you're going to get the peeler and we're going to peel all the skin off. So you're just going to keep moving it. Be careful with your blade, you don't cut your fingers. So we get all the way around the potato. So you just keep moving it. So you get all the skin off. And then once we have peeled it, we're going to finally dice it into little cubes. I show you that when I'm done. So you just want to keep moving it. So you get all the skin off. And then you do your other potato. But you just finish off doing your first one. Once you have peeled all your potatoes, you first want to chop them in half. Flatten them. You want to chop them into 4 like that. Then you want to bring them all together. And want to just dice them into little cubes. I'll show you again how I did that. So you slice it. You pick them all back up. And you want to dice them into little pieces. The reason why we diced them this size, because they were all cooked at the same time and they'll be nice and soft when we add them into our soup to make our minestrone soup. Next step, we're going to prep our carrots. You first want to chop your ends off using a sharp knife. Be careful. Then we're going to peel all the skin off using a peeler. Move it up and down, then turn it. Be careful on the sharp blades you don't cut yourself. So just keep moving it. I like to turn it the other way so it's more easy to do. And you just keep moving it. So you get all the skin off. And once again, when we have peeled both of our carrots, we're going to finally dice them like we did with the potatoes. Once you have peeled your carrots, you first want to chop them in half. In half again. And you just want to slice them into 3. Turn them around and just slice them into 4 medium-sized pieces. So you do the same with this one. So you chop it into 3. Be careful with your fingers. And we're just chopping them into little pieces. You keep doing the same with this one. So you bring it together. You want to chop down the middle. Chop it in half. And finally dice it. So we've got nice small medium pieces. Like I said before with the potato, the reason why we chop them this size because so they can cook quickly and they will be nice and soft. And once you have finally diced your carrots, you're going to get your bowl with your potatoes and you're going to place your carrots in there. And then you're going to do your other carrot. Next step, we're going to prep the celery. You first want to chop your ends off. You want to chop it down the middle. Keep them together. And we just want to slice them into medium pieces. Always be careful with your fingers. Then I place it in the bowl. Next step, you prep your garlic. You first start off with a garlic clove, like this, a garlic bowl. You take about 3 pieces of garlic off it. Then what you do is you're going to chop both your ends off. Then you peel the skin. So you're getting all the skin off the garlic. Once you've done that, you first place your knife over the garlic. You press down. You want to finally slice it. Turn it around. And then you want to just finally dice it into little pieces. Then we're going to place it in our bowl with our celery. Then we will dice our onions, and that will be our base to start off. For our minestrone soup. So you pick all your garlic up and you place it in a bowl with your celery. Next step, we're going to prep our onion. So you first chop your root off, then I like to flatten it so it's more easier. Then you chop it down the middle, you put one to one side, you trim your other ends. You want to peel 2 layers of the skin. So once you have peeled and chopped your ends off your onion, you first want to slice halfway down. Then you turn around and you just want to finally dice it. Always be careful to move the fingers out the way. And don't worry, if you haven't gone all the way through, just go through it with the knife. So they're not too big. And once you've done that, you're going to place it in your bowl with your celery and garlic. And then you do your other half of onion. Next step, I have boiled some water and place it in a measuring jug. You want to add 2 good squirts of tomato puree. And then with a fork, you want to stir this all in. Just stir it for a minute or 2. Then we will add the vegetable stock cube to this. And we're making like a tomato vegetable broth. Now you open your vegetable stock cube And you want to add that to the tomato puree and water. And you want to give that a bit of a stir so it evaporates. Do it for a minute or two. Give it a good mix. Next step, you want to open your biscotti, like I have done here. Then you want to grab a good handful of biscotti, and then you just want to break it in half and place it in the mixing bowl. The reason why we're doing this, so when we add it at the end into our sauce and all our vegetables, it will cook quickly and you get a nice layer of biscotti and vegetables. So you're just breaking them in half. Next step, you're going to switch on the hob. You want to set it to high. And with your frying pan, you want to place it on the ring. Give that a minute or two before you start frying your onions, celery and garlic. So first step is to fry your onions, garlic and celery. You want to give them a little bit of a toss. So what you're doing is you're just going to place them in the pan. Give them a little stir for a minute or two. Then we will leave them to cook so they go nice and brown and you get to start to smell the flavours. Just lay them all out. Just keep giving it a good toss. And then what we will do, when they start to get nice and brown and you can also smell them, we will add in the carrots and potatoes so we can start sweating them down. Then we add the stock and everything else. Next step, you want to add in your carrots and potatoes. We're going to start cooking these so they will coat nicely into the onion, garlic and celery. So we start to soften them. But first we put some colour on them. So you just give them a good toss in all your onion, garlic and celery. Do this for a minute or two. Next step, you're going to add in your tomato puree, your vegetable stock cube and your water. Give it a little bit of a stir, just in case anything has stuck to the bottom. Just get all the way round. In a minute you will add in some seasoning and basil. Then you will add in your biscotti, your tinned tomatoes and your cannelloni beans. And then you will put the lid on and then let it boil. So you cook your biscotti. Now you want to add a good pinch of basil into your pan. And you want to give that a good stir so the flavours can marinate into all your stock and vegetables. Now we're going to add some ground black pepper to season. Then give that a little bit of a stir. before you add in your biscotti, tin tomatoes and your cannelloni beans. This will give flavour with your basil and black pepper. Next step, you're going to place in your tin tomatoes, your cannelloni beans, put the juice in too. Then before we add in our biscotti, you want to give this a bit of a stir. The juice will give flavour. And then in a minute we add our biscotti. Then you'll place the lid on the pan. Then let that cook for 10 to 15 minutes. So your biscotti is nicely cooked and your potatoes and carrots are soft. And then you can also serve this with some crusty bread. It's up to you how you serve it. Now you're going to add in your biscotti. You want to give that a bit of a stir so it coats in. Just gently pat it down. Get all the way round. So we're just carefully breaking it off and patting it down so it gets into all the sauce. So finally, we're going to place the lid on top of the pan. We put the lid on top of the pan. We're going to let that boil for 10 to 15 minutes so the pasta cooks. And also, if you've got any carrots or potatoes what need a little bit longer, the steam will cook that. And then you will serve it up when it's nicely cooked. I hope you like making this recipe. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe, and thank you. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. More videos coming soon.